Hey guys, Anna here. So today's video we are in Oasis Springs and we're doing a shell challenge. So this is a collaboration build with my very good friend Jennifer44. She is definitely a pillar of the community over on Twitter, the Sims community. She's adored and loved by all, and for very good reason. And the concept of this kind of collaboration came by just the concept of how our building styles are so very different. I build very kind of standard, basic family homes that, you know, I do very well. And she builds these eccentric, very elaborate builds. And, you know, the building style is very different. So the concept of this collaboration was I had a shell for her, she had a shell for me. And this is the shell she had for me. And as you can see, this is very reminiscent of the type of builds that she would do. Lots of curved walls, lots of shapes. And when you do look at any videos at Jen's YouTube, which I highly recommend, and everything will be linked down below, definitely go pop over there, visit her, subscribe. If there's anyone I would tell you to subscribe, it would be Jen. She's worth that subscription for sure. You will not be disappointed. And she just does the most incredible things, just things that you just wouldn't even think of doing. So I had a lot of issues with this shell because of the shape. Generally, like with the curved walls, there's lots of issues. So the build of this, there was a lot of alt placing, a lot of 360 alt placing, and I really struggled. It was very much a challenge. A few tears were shed, but I secretly loved it. I had told her prior to building this that I definitely wanted to do a modern build because she loves modern builds and she loves building here in Oasis Springs, and I wanted to honor that as well. And I thought it would be great. And the shell that I gave her was actually one that I felt could go either way. It could be a modern build, but it also could be a suburban home, depending on how she wanted to take it. And I didn't give her something that was crazy eccentric. I really toned it down because that's my build style. So anyway, let's get into this shell. So as you saw originally, I actually flipped this. So I rotated the shell, and I did this because I had done this in a build before where I had a balcony, and actually the balcony was where the front door was. And I actually do this in this build by accident. And you'll see shortly when we go to where the stairs are, I accidentally put the stairs onto that balcony, and I was obsessed with how it looked. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, which is fitting because I feel that way about Jen. So Jen has always been a really kind of like a mother hen. She's always looked after me and others in the community. She's always kind of been a voice when people may not have had a voice, and you know, so yeah. And she was recently there for me in a time where I needed her in my personal life, and I am so grateful for her. And this was the type of collaboration. This is the bit with the stairs now, where I was like, yes, this is the one person I would really want to collaborate with. So yeah. Anyway, so a little bit about this build. So that bottom floor is all sectioned off, and I would have loved to have moved the walls, but the inside walls, I mean, but I couldn't, and because I put the house on stilts. So I gave challenge to the challenge, which, you know, we're not surprised at this point. We are now up to the floor plan. The floor plan of this build, as you can see, the intricate little system there over by the curved wall, I could not delete that back wall for the life of me. There was no flooring. There was a bit that was missing. I actually turned that into a balcony because of the missing part. I was like, I'm not going to fiddle with it. And then we have a bedroom, a kid's bedroom upstairs. I think it's a boys' room, yeah. And then the master bedroom. And then the master bedroom, the only way I could get a door to that master bedroom effectively because of how I did the floor plan was actually to connect it to that front, like, veranda, porch type area. I know it's like a balcony, but that front balcony, actually has the door to the master bedroom. It's very weird, but that's okay. It's The Sims. It'll work. And the vibe I went with this build was I wanted a modern build, of course, but I kind of feel that the build turned a bit, I want to say editorial, you know, something in a magazine, something that kind of looks like it should be on like Grand Designs. If you know that show, you know that show. That's the kind of vibe I was getting. I love putting these tall glass windows in those curved areas. One of my favorite things to do. So I do like curved walls, and these eco lifestyle kind of wall windows that you can, that's got an actual window sill that you can place things in. I love those. So I really thought that they add interest and dimension to the build. I did have a lot of issues with the roofing, but in the end, I do like the roof choice I went with because I was able to use those columns. And yeah, we did kind of brush over the landscaping, but the landscaping in this build, I just simplified. I really didn't want to complicate it too much. I put a pond in this build because when I think of Jen, I think of things that are out of the box. She's not just going to put a random standard family pool. No, she's going to have fountains. She's going to have like hot tubs and underwater viewing pools and infinity pools. And so I put a pond. It's kind of, it's not the same, but it's on that, I tried. But I did a lot of terrain manipulation, as you can see. I really just wanted to I felt like the bottom of this shell kind of looked a bit dull, and I felt that the terrain manipulation and the stilt foundation really sold me. Like, it just elevates this house, no pun intended. But yeah, and now we are moving into the landscaping, which I believe I literally use those cypress trees, ferns, rocks, and hydrangeas, white hydrangeas. And I think there's the aloe vera plants. Yes, and that's literally the whole landscaping. So the landscaping is very easy, but I drew out these paths and these dirt flower beds, and I just sized up and down and lined everything. Oh, and lay-lowing flowers, sorry. But yeah, I just love this landscaping. It really I wanted it to be very like white and green and kind of, the beige and the rocks, because I didn't want to take away from the house. The house is obviously the focal point. Jen put all this effort in building this beautiful shell. I wanted to make sure that that's where your eyes went. And it's interesting because, we talk about the staircase and it wasn't something that was planned, but my God, that's where my eyes go. And I love that. I love that it's kind of like you would think that you would do a staircase on the bottom floor that goes to the top. But how cool is it that you actually enter the house from the balcony? I think it's cool, right? I did it once before in a build. I did a modern house. This was way before I was on YouTube, and it had a similar design, and I actually really liked it. All right, so we are inside. We're just doing some wallpaper. Now, I don't know why I did. I was watching my dear friend Simaru, who he's here on YouTube, by the way. That's another one you need to subscribe. Is amazing. And he was building, I can't remember, I think it was like a Newcrest home. Was that an apartment? Sorry. And he used a lot of the Decor to the Max kit. And I don't own that kit, right? I'm getting to the point where I own most DLC, and it's just like I might as well buy what's left. And anyway, I picked up that DLC for just before building this home, or decorating this home, sorry. And I literally ran with it. I love it. And this is what gives me that kind of expensive, kind of geometrical, modern, but editorial. So to me, when I think of editorial, it's something that'd be in a magazine. So when I think of those, like kind of those bold is a great word, bold and dramatic wallpapers. Here is that dreaded bathroom that literally wanted me to cry. And then, basically what I did was I took the wallpapers from that pack and I kind of positioned them in different rooms and created really stylized rooms. So the actual living areas do basically use black, beige, white, kind of that grayscale. And then maybe the pop of color would be like a gold, I think. But then in the bedrooms, it's color. It's like the master bedroom has that blue. The kids' room has like a kind of like a soft blue, gray, red. And then that teens room downstairs, it's pink and it's navy. Oh, so good. Speaking about so good, let's get into the kitchen. This kitchen is amazing. I had to do so many trials to get this kitchen in. I had to, really figure it out. I knew I wanted the kitchen on this flat section. I I was not about to do a kitchen on a curved wall. Not today. Sorry, Jen. But in the end, I had to do a lot of 360 Sims 3 camera alt rotation to kind of position these cabinets in a way where I could put these curved round end pieces literally inside other cabinets so that it looked like it fit, because the cabinet shapes were all wrong, the heights were wrong, and I have a little bit of a disclosure. So it wouldn't be a Anna collab without there being technical difficulties. So unfortunately, I actually don't have footage of 60% of the decorating of this build. It is extremely unfortunate. But what we are doing is we are going to do a very detailed walkthrough. So the kitchen, the bathroom upstairs, and this dining area, and this main foyer, and I believe the back balcony, we have footage of. So we have footage of that, but I don't have any footage of anything downstairs or anything. So it's really unfortunate, but that's okay. We do a walkthrough. I think this kitchen is definitely a standout, and I'm really excited that you're able to see a little bit in detail how I came up with this. We use quite a lot of packs in this build, everything from Get Famous, Base Game, Dream Home Decorator, Decor to the Max kit, Desert Luxe kit, even High School Years. Those lights are High School Years. I just love that kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks a bit opulent. I love that word. What else do we use? I want to say... Dine Out. There's the plant there. I love this giraffe piece. And see, this is from the kit, and I wouldn't have had a clue. And I think the reason I hadn't purchased the kit was because I felt that, because it's decor to the max, I felt that it's all about color. It's all about, bold prints. And I'm not really someone that has hot pink in their house. I don't build with that. I build with neutrals. I build with soft tones and muted tones. Don't mind the pumpkin. It had to cover up the wall, the floor tiling. I was having the worst time with that bathroom, as I said. And in the end, I was like, nope, we're just going to put some pumpkins and a buffet table and a fairy. And that's going to cover that little floor tile mishap. So anyway, back to the kit. So that's the reason I didn't buy it. I felt like I was someone who didn't really build that way. But it turned out really well that I did purchase that before building this, because that is Jen's style. If you know Jen, she's one for color. So I would have that kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, kind of I don't know. She's just, she would. And I'm pretty confident that in my shell, it has a lot of color that she's injected in, really bright colors and lots of patterns. But that's what makes her such a good decorator, is she is able to make that balanced and cohesive. I can do that with neutral tones, and it's very simple to do neutral tones with a bit of pop of color. But when you can find bold, pastels and brights that are complementary, that is a skilled person. That is a skilled individual. And that's why I think she is an absolutely amazing builder. And if you're really looking for something in your game that is just oh wow, she is your builder. She is your builder. Add her onto the gallery. As I said, I'll put everything down in the description below. Follow her on Twitter. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. And I don't know if any of you guys know this, but she actually does tarot. It's a little bit of, she is someone who has multiple hobbies, and, I just really love to support women. I love seeing women that are doing their thing. And, I really should know this, but I'm pretty sure she's a mother of 2, and she's got 2 YouTube channels, and she's just doing her thing. And I just think that is absolutely amazing. And if that is your thing, check that out too. I actually find it entertaining. And I also like the pictures on the cards. They're pretty. Okay, anyway, so we are now in that detailed tour. Let's get back to the build, on a tangent. So you guys basically saw most of that. We did cover the boys' room. I just used those tones. As you can see, that accent wall. But this is the master bedroom. So this is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I really loved how the blue tones blue is shown in this room in so many different shades, but it's off the back of the black. So the black in that tiger is actually really well done with it's, interacting well with the black in the flooring, the black on the door, the black in the rug, I love how it looks. It's like a light colored room, but it's dark. It's bold. I know that makes no sense, but it just looks so cohesive to me, where it kind of like light meets dark. This is the little balcony front area. I didn't really want to do much. I think it's a Get Famous couch that I used. I just really liked it. It looked a bit like, classy. This is probably the most boring entertainment area I've ever built. Sorry for that. And it's really weird to have a barbecue outside of a living room, but this is the build. This is the teen girls room, and I really loved this. I really loved putting that wallpaper on the two far ends of this room and just created a really girly space. Now, I'm really sorry about the glitch from the curved wall that's coming through into the room. I have no idea how to fix that. Comment down below if you do. Help a girl out. Let me know. So this was weird because obviously I'd put the stilts. I couldn't separate this. I would have loved to knock down that center wall and actually just made this one room, but I couldn't. So in the end, we've made a formal office. And I made kind of like a sitting area with some skill building, kind of like a little skill building rooms. But I really used a lot of objects from the kit that I was using that was new to me and what have you. So as per usual, tons of skill building this home. This is such a beautiful living room. I am obsessed with that lamp. I have never used that Discover University end table, but it is so beautiful. Like, I'm obsessed. And then I just tacked on a second bathroom next to the living room. And I thought that made sense a little bit too, like to have a bathroom near a living area. So, and I thought it was really cool to add those 3 Desert Luxe kit coffee tables together. Just kind of made like an interesting shape. And yeah, so we are now just kind of looking at the landscaping, added some bits into the pond, and as you can see, it's just very simplified. And that is today's build, guys. I hope you enjoyed this speed build. I absolutely did. And I want to thank Jen again for allowing me to collaborate with her. And I love to be able to do this and bring these kind of ideas into fruition for you guys. And yeah. Be sure to subscribe and look for her channel down below. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.